Hello and welcome back to the Frenzied November Show. I'm your host November, and right now you are watching, me play Ark. Unfortunately, as my post stated, I have had no audio. So, instead, you're just watching it back in real time. I'm basically going to go through this episode and point out what I messed up, what I did, and I'll just show you as it goes, and all the important parts as well. This episode begins with me trying to lure a poison Spino over to this crappy little trap I made, which took far longer than it should have, and then it eventually went to sleep after quite a few arrows and just looking pretty. But holy wow, did this take forever to put to sleep. Then I hopped on this Argent that I tamed that I named in a later episode Articuno after the legendary Firebird from Pokemon. He has been my main mount for quite a while. After I tamed him, I don't have the footage of taming him, but here he is. He's a big Firebird. Anyway, I quickly went and killed a few alphas before making the poison kibble to tame the Spino. After taming the Toxic Girl, I proceeded to go and showcase my new Anki and Beaver. There's also a Beezle Bufo that I tamed and named Kermit. I don't know where it is, but I also tamed that. I tamed all these things in between this episode and the last episode, as well as this bulldog, and the other one died, but there were multiple. Then, because this was going to bother me, I renamed the old Spino to David, and I renamed the new Spino to Spinel, just because I can, really. After putting a saddle on Spinel, I proceeded to rip-roar through the nearby inhabitants and neighbors just to get some bonus levels, because I didn't know this, but the Spino does basically no damage. Poison creatures do basically no damage. They do a lot of torpor, but they hit like wet noodles. Next, I proceeded to grind a very large amount of crap. In the beginning of the video, I showed grinding a bunch of stuff that I got from killing the Gigsies. For some reason, killing Gigas, I don't know what mod it is, but it gives you a lot of like tech stuff. So I've just been grinding it up because resources, you know. I then proceeded to make more cementing paste than anyone would reasonably need, but in the end I will use all of it within the span of an afternoon. Then I found a fairly low-level Therizinosaur. It will do well to get berries and hopefully rare flowers because I couldn't seem to find any. Then, because I didn't take my meds, I proceeded to craft and place literally every piece that you need to make the Indom. I don't know why I did this, but something in me forced me to do it. Then I proceeded to hatch an Indom. Look at the little guy. Look at the little monster. Look at him crawl out of the egg. He's so cute. Then I quickly made some imprint kibble to get the little beast some extra health and melee, just to be safe. He's very fragile. After the beast grew up, I came to realize that he just doesn't need a saddle. Like, you can just hop right on him and rampage, which I thought was really cool. Normally everything needs a saddle. Then while out and about running around to try and find rare flowers in the swamp, I saw the dragon that I ran from. I was very frightened, so I ran. I will say that a lot of this video, all 4 parts, or all 4 hours that were cut down to this probably 10-minute video, nothing really interesting happened. Like, it's probably more interesting with me just rambling in the background, but as a whole, nothing that great really happens, you know? Then, hilariously enough, I found this toxic Dodo Rexy fighting this normal Dodo, and he proceeded to put me to sleep like 5 times. Constantly. And for some reason I kept picking a fight with him, but I kept going back to sleep. Lucky for me, though, he did eventually win the fight against the Alpha Dodo after putting me to sleep once more. I harvested all of that tasty, tasty blood and hot. Then, for some reason, I made more crop plots. I was running low on vegetables, and I need a lot of them to make the kibbles. Plus, I also downloaded a mod that adds rare flower seeds, because holy crap, looking for them is an atrocity. The mod also adds a bunch of other seeds for some other random crap that I have no intention on using. I'm not even going to go back and reread it, but there's just a bunch of random stuff that it adds that I'm just not going to use. I'm only getting it for the rare flowers. Then I proceeded to unlock the seeds and got straight to work making them because I need them, and I need them now. So I got a bunch of silica pearls to make a bunch of electronics, to make this thresher thing that's used to turn the flowers into seeds. I then proceeded to rob all of the pores I could find because it takes 100 rare flowers to make the seeds, so I just robbed people for them. I won't lie. I didn't feel like looking through 100 drops to get seeds. I do have to do a bit of complaining though. My controller died abruptly. No idea. It didn't give me a notification or anything. It just popped up that it died. I don't know. It just didn't say anything. I just had to complain about this a little. The robbery went on for like 30, 40 minutes. I just couldn't stop robbing their houses because I just couldn't find enough rare flowers. Like, they didn't seem to have any no matter how many houses I looked in. And it just annoyed me. Oh no, guys. Oh no, the normal beaver died. Oh no. Oh, how did this happen? Oh, it's so terrible. Anyway, well, folks, it's time to say goodnight. That's really all there is. 6 minutes, and it's really just nothing. 6 minutes of basically nothing. I got the Indom, I tamed that Theory, I looked for flowers, I added a mod that gives me rare flowers. I didn't do anything in particular in this episode, so I'm sorry that this one sucked. I really truly am. But leave a like, subscribe. The next one will be better. It has audio and it's me doing a whole bunch of stuff. Just stay hydrated, my friends.